Right, so it's been a little while since I've talked about the relocation, situation, just because, for the past couple of weeks there hasn't been much talk about it. It's been a little bit, behind closed doors, but today there was a virtual meeting that was broadcasted to the public between Oakland City government and the Oakland A's, president and basically just like their ownership and group, and I'm going to tell you right now, just a kind of a summary. It's not looking good. Okay. Are the A's moving to Las Vegas? I can't tell you yes or no. I have no clue. No one really knows if it's going to happen. But the problem is the threat of moving to Vegas is very, very real now. I honestly didn't really take the threat seriously because I thought, it was a ploy to try to get Oakland City Council members desperate to keep them and vote yes, which I think they probably still will vote yes because, I just think voting no would just be a disaster for them, right? Because, people love the A's here and people don't want to lose the A's. But problem is what happened today just completely took the progress going forward and moved it way backwards. What happened today was in the meeting, Dave Kaval, the A's president, basically stated that the A's were not interested in developing affordable housing and apartments and stuff like that near the stadium just because who knows why, right? They just basically stated, we don't want to do that. And for those of you that don't know, it's a law. It's a local law that you have to do this with a big project like that. And if you don't want to do it, you have to pay a fee, which I can imagine is tens of millions of dollars. And the A's don't want to do that either. Classic A's, not wanting to pay extra money. But I think both sides, the A's ownership and and Oakland City Council are both in the wrong. I think, the point I agree with the Oakland City Council is that for the term sheet, the A's are only committing to Oakland for, 15 to 20 years, which simply isn't enough. If I had to be completely honest with you, I'd rather not have the A's at all than, just have them for 20 years and in 20 years, see ya, they're leaving. I don't want the A's to leave, period. I don't want them for 20 years and then move. Oakland City Council stated more about 40 years, which I actually agree with. I think, the teams like Giants, Cubs, etc., they have these term agreements for a long time because they're actually committed to their city. And I can understand to an extent both sides, right? I think, the A's think Oakland's risky, which to have a stadium in, which I can kind of agree with because, you look at the Coliseum, it hasn't held up well. But I think in the other sense, though, Howard Terminal is a beautiful idea. The renderings are amazing. So if they were able to build it, I don't see any reason for them to move. So I think I actually do side with the city council on that. But today basically just took everything that was progressing, like, the A's actually coming to certain agreements with them and just moved it all the way back, which is really, really depressing. I had to make this video before the recap because it's on everyone's mind right now. And for the record, the A's are playing terrible right now. And I don't know, I feel like there's some sort of correlation between this nasty relocation situation between, the city council and the A's and their play on the field. Which is it's really frustrating. And, I also talked about a couple, back when I was making consistent videos about the relocation stuff, I stated I just don't know if I'll be a fan if they move to Vegas. And I'm here to say right now, I'm not going to be a fan if they move to Vegas. I come to a decision. I'm not, so I hate Las Vegas sports, okay? Las Vegas, I've never been a proponent of their sports. When the Raiders moved there, I was very upset. I think most Bay Area Raider fans were. Some weren't, some were. And I was part of the crowd that was very upset. I ask myself every day, why am I still a Raiders fan? They play in Las Vegas. We have the 49ers here. And that's a good question. Why am I still a Raiders fan? Well, the reason is because I thought, well, okay, the Raiders had a legacy in Oakland, right? About half a century because they did play in LA for a little while. And you could still buy, merchandise and stuff that said Oakland Raiders, which, obviously you can look behind me. I'm big on merchandise, and that's a big part of it. So, I stuck with the Raiders, but it's just I'm not supporting two teams in Las Vegas. It's the last straw for me, honestly. If the A's move there and the Raiders, I'm not supporting two Las Vegas teams. So I'll just be Bay Area. I think my philosophy is you support the teams under most circumstances where you live, and for me that would be the 49ers and Giants, which would not be a smooth transition, and I probably be asked a lot of questions about why are you suddenly a Giants fan, why are you suddenly a 49ers fan. It's just Oakland fans of the Raiders and A's have just taken so much abuse, and it's from the ownership, from the city, and I'm simply just not going to be a Las Vegas fan. I hate the idea of Las Vegas sports. Las Vegas does not deserve sports teams, and here's why. Well, for one, okay, you could say the Las Vegas Golden Knights, they sell out every game. Okay, they sell 18,000 tickets. That's, about what the A's sell on most nights. So not too impressive if you ask me. And also the Raiders haven't even played in front of fans yet, and Raider fans are nomadic. There's Raider fans in every state because the Raiders have just one of those crazy brands that span across the entire United States. So obviously the Raiders might sell there. There's Oakland fans that'll probably get Airbnbs there to just see them play, and I respect it. But for me, I'm just not that way. I for one, I just don't like the idea of Las Vegas having sports, and two, it's my home team being taken away from me. So yeah, I'm not going to be an A's fan if they move to Las Vegas. I'm telling you guys right now, it's not going to be easy to switch. I've been a fan of this team my whole life, but the realization of them moving to Vegas is becoming really, really scary, and I can't say if they're going to move there right now. I think it's not looking good. I said that at the beginning, it's not looking good, but I'm not going to go ahead and say they're 100% moving because, yeah, they disagreed on this thing, but they could always change their mind, right? There's that. And also, they're still negotiating to be done. They could pay the fee. This is all the negotiation process. The vote doesn't happen for several weeks. If the council votes no, yeah, they're gone, probably. It's Howard Terminal or bust. That's what they've been saying the whole time. If they vote no, they're gone. If they vote yes, I'm not saying they're 100% staying, but it's better. The Oakland City Council is just a terrible group. I don't know if they're going to vote yes. They've been stingy with the whole thing the whole time. They lost the Raiders too. They lost the Warriors back in the day as well. So like I said, I just have no idea. This is our final team in Oakland, so I just really have lost all hope for it. But I'm still, I guess, despite losing all hope, I still have the lingering maybe thought that they'll stay just because Howard Terminal is a great idea, and it's just they're given an ultimatum. I guess they're like Howard Terminal or bust. It's like I feel like it's kind of a 50-50 chance at this point. But I just think it's ridiculous what's going on, and the A's are going to be meeting with Las Vegas for a third time. And I think that'll also put more pressure on the city council, which is what Calvil's been doing the whole time. He went to the Vegas Golden Knights game. I could name a bunch of things he's done. He went to Texas and said, "Oh, I love this retractable roof," kind of hinting that Vegas, you'd have a retractable roof. So it's definitely a big issue right now. So I'm just I've had it with just the way everything's going. It's giving all A's fans anxiety. We do not want to see this team in Vegas. I don't think anyone, except for maybe the Las Vegas residents. Although most people that watch Las Vegas games, I hardly doubt most of them are residents anyway, because Las Vegas is mostly just like a tourist city. So I just don't understand the logic. The A's, I'm going to tell you right now, the A's would not succeed in Las Vegas. On the field, if they spend more money, they might play well, but they'd be behind the Raiders and Knights in terms of popularity. And yeah, I just don't think that's higher than what they're going to get in Oakland, when they're going to be the most popular team in Oakland if they stay. By default, because they'd be the only team left. But it's depressing. And like the idea of me being a Giants fan, like in my head, and 49ers, I don't want to do it. I don't want to switch. I love the Raiders and A's my whole life, but I want to support the teams in my area. I don't want to support Las Vegas, a city I have no connection to. Why do I like the A's and Raiders? Because they played in Oakland. But if that doesn't happen anymore, then I have no reason to like them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, let me know if you guys, are you gonna still be an A's fan if they move? Because it's not looking good, to say the least. It's looking really negative. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts, and yeah, see you guys later.